And you're still managing your own course load as well.
Exactly.
So was that a big challenge for you at that time?
Yes, I discovered a lot about myself when I did that. It was that one, I discovered actually, personally myself, I did better when I had less time to fool around with.
Really?
I learned that because when I had a full course load doing VP Campus Life and doing the Students Union, I only had a certain amount of time. So I played sports. I didn't remember, I stayed on the team.
Right.
And I only had a certain amount of time to practice, certain amount of time to play games, certain amount of time to go to class, certain amount of time to study.
Wow.
And what worked for me won't work for everybody, but it actually made me use those times for what I needed to do.
Of course.
So if it was my studying 4 blocks, all I did was study. It was my time to practice for basketball, I practiced.
Okay.
When I had too much time open, I would be the one to just, I have time. I have time. I have time.
Just
and then before you know it,
passes on.
it passes. But when my schedule, when I started using Agenda, because back then before Foza had Agenda and calendar, I was starting to understand of documenting my time or plotting my time from the time I was 20 that age and really managing a calendar. Yeah. And that has done dividends for me now when I'm doing work with United Way, my charity, my other side projects, because they look at me like, how do you keep it all in order? I'm like, I learned this skill when I was 20. I was thrown into the fire of running that. And that's how I kind of learned.
That's crazy. So I've always heard the phrase, work expands to the time allotted. And I guess that makes a lot of sense. If you give yourself 4 weeks to get an assignment done, like an essay back in school, you'll take those 4 weeks and finish on the last night. I remember I was never the type to do those all-nighters. I think I did it once in my entire 4 years at the school, but so many other people did.
And I learned about the all-nighters too. That was not for me.
Right.
My brain turns off after 11.
Right.
So people hated me if I was part of the study group, because after 11, I would be saying some of the most foolishness in the world. I don't know what's going on. But what I did discover about myself is that I'm actually a morning person. Okay. Actually, if I wake up at 5 or 6, I can get in the zone and nail out so much. So sometimes I'd get up at 4 or 5 and obviously I was studying before, but continue my study. So instead of continuing to study after 11 p.m. till 2, which more people do, but nothing's really getting in, you're just kind of staying up to stay up.
Of course.
I would just go to sleep and I'd wake up at 4 or 5. And actually for me, I actually absorbed more. I was ready for my test.
Interesting.
But it took me a couple years to figure that out. First year, second year, I don't know what I was doing.
Right. But you made it though. You survived.
I made it. But I'm like, whoa.